Good evening. Welcome to WooTube. My name's Baram Woo, and I'm tired. Mainly because I went to start my stream today at 7:30, which for those of you not in the know in terms of time zones, that is about an hour ago, 53 minutes ago, at which point I was told that I couldn't stream from our bedroom where my setup was all set up. So I took down my setup and I brought it downstairs and I set it up in the kitchen. And then I went to start my stream about half an hour ago, or maybe 20 minutes, and found that there's no signal in my kitchen all of a sudden, or not enough for streaming anyway. Basically, I was getting all sorts of dropped frames. It was clearly just not gonna work. So after attempting a 1 minute stream, cancelling it, I've moved all of my gear to a third room in the house, and hopefully it works now. But I'm yeah, quite shattered now. Evening, everyone. DJ, congrats. You made Top Cut, right? For CBI? Did you? I thought I saw somewhere that you did. Yeah, fun lists. I like the kit. I feel like free Harmony AR therapy is one too many AR therapy, and I'm an AR therapy believer. But you know, you do you, and I know you will. The lack of stuff to charge worries me when you're playing Orca, which is it's good at breaking ice, but the charge is nutty good. And I understand not wanting to play Cataloger, but I think I'd drop one AR for one Cataloger, because sometimes you just get this Cataloger lockdown and it's sick. Hello, Mipier. Hello, Matt. I hope you're all doing well. If you played in the CBI, I hope you had a good time. If you just watched the CBI, I hope you had a good time. Evening, David. I should probably talk about what I played, shouldn't I? Quickly. So, I played, well, we can start with this, because I wasn't going to play this. I was going to play a different Ag Infusion list. I was going to play a Clearinghouse Ag Infusion list. The opponent controls what you charge, though. No, they do not. Oh, as in the opponent chooses where to put ice. Yes, okay, that's fair, but I think most of the time, the sentries are gonna go on centrals. So importantly, R&D. Obviously, against Ag Infusion, it's almost impossible not to put a sentry on R&D. You just kind of run out of you don't have enough good ice otherwise. And Drafter and things like that, they go on places like R&D most of the time. It's where they make the most sense. Obviously in ASA, you can just use it to protect a remote. It's probably fine. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think it's still good enough that you want at least one good charge target. David, I'm putting together decks for tonight's Netrunner night. Build restrictions, NSG, minor system update. So NSG, not system update. Well, we can maybe have a look at that. We can have a look at that, David. I'd be happy to, because I was about to do something else. I was going to be starting something tonight, which I'll talk about, because I tried setting it up, and then because I just haven't had time to finish setting it up. But I'm gonna potentially start something which I may regret starting. But yeah, I played essentially the exact same Ag Infusion deck as I played on stream last week. I was going to be playing a different Ag Infusion, and you know what? It felt good, and it did good. Arella was sick. It turns out bacterial, if you score a bacterial, you can obviously draw 7 cards, and one of those cards is going to be a card that you want to jam with Arella. It just feels so nice. And like the kind of anti-Hermes. This is what I really like. Shout outs to like the Beeblum, Odd Radish, London crew who like are pretty hot on Arella in things like Ob. They've been playing it in Outfit, and people said to them like, "Oh, but why are you playing Arella with all of this Hermes about?" And their answer is like, "Well, we're playing Arella because of all this Hermes about." Like essentially, Hermes like takes away your that ability of Arella, if you like, but equally it stops them using the Hermes on something that they would rather be Hermesing. So like usually you want to like, I don't know, Hermes the face down HQ ice so that you can make a load of runs. But if they put a install advanced card in a server, then you kind of have to Hermes that. They were playing it in Asa last week, so I mean, you see, that's super sick, really. Like anywhere where you get additional value off installs. I want to try it in a Taya. I kind of feel like a Taya with Arella could be really disgusting. But yeah, like those kind of IDs where you get additional value off installs is really, really good. So yeah, really nice. Also, you can install ice with this. Like, consider using it in your like advanceable ice decks. Obviously, it doesn't work so well in BTL because you're not putting a third advancement on, but you're still getting advancement like quicker than any other way. Normally, you want to be jamming something with it, but if you can install an ice and jam a Rashida, then fair play. Freedom and Young, we're describing America, yeah. That's not my comment, that is Game of Droids. All Game of Droids, that one. Please direct all complaints towards them. Game of Droids, I noticed you just published in NRDB, so maybe we can have a look, but I think we're going to be playing some Freedom. I know you were playing Zombie Freedom. I think it came first, right? At CO, I want to say. A CTK, which is a casual tournament kit, right? I think I'm down with lingo. This looks fun. This looks weirdly kind of close to what I'm considering playing today, but we're going to spend our influence a bit different. But some things are quite similar here. So maybe we'll have a look at how this works out. So, sorry, yes, I played the Rockarella Skank Ag Infusion. Very, very fun. The only issue is, no, I didn't have any issues. Right, it lost one game, and it lost one game to just, like, the worst start. I just drew no econ. I had a Rashida, but even though I've got a lot of cheap ice, which I'm quite happy to, like, jam, like, Rashida behind, like the Enigmas, the Tattoos, even, like, a Sai Sentan is not, like, the worst thing to just jam a Rashida behind. I just drew none of it. Like, the only thing I drew was a Bran, I think, and so I attempted to jam a Rashida behind a Bran at some point, like turn 2 or something. They ran it first click, like not worth rezzing. I just didn't draw, and so they just ripped like 7 points of agendas pretty quickly. I think there was actually a chance that if I'd have managed to hang on, like they got a sort of 1 in 5 access on HQ for the win, something like that. And I was building up a board state, and I had an Arella, and I had an agenda in the remote, and if I'd have scored the agenda in the remote, then we could have started wheeling out pretty fast, and probably got just about back into it. But it was like I was 5 points down, like turn 2 or maybe turn 3. Yeah, just barely, says Game of Droids. It's still a win. Freedom by bar. Wham! Woo! So I played this, and then a return to an old favourite, which I had a lot of fun with, and unfortunately ran into some bad or not bad matchups, ones which I text my deck badly against. So this is Fisting is Fun Hashiko, a new version of it. We played this like before new cards came out. It's a really, really fun archetype where we basically get to the end of our deck really, really quickly. And while we're doing that, we're using buffer drive to put very selective cards onto the bottom of the deck. Mainly, we're putting these Shishushkas to the bottom of the deck. We don't actually want to really play any of these Shishushkas. We might throw a value one out early game if we've got like Mystic credits and HQ is free or cheap to run. Fine. But the plan is to build these up so that we end up being able to draw all 3 Shishushkas in one turn, play 2 to 3 of them in one turn, and then recur them with Laborites and go again. Now, I made a fairly late minute change because I just felt like I needed a bit more money, and I was like, how do I get a bit more money into this deck? And I decided that I'd take out the turbine, which I had put in, because I was like, look, I've got leeches, I've got crew, I've got Bankar, like, I generally don't use the breakers that much, so I'll just take the turbine out, because like if I'm like not really leaning onto it, then I don't need to. And then I could play 2 creative commissions, which is actually like a perfect card for this deck. It runs fairly low on credits at points, and this can nicely boost it back up. And there's often turns when we draw like 5 cards in a turn, sometimes more because of like Lago plus Anicam plus Steel Skin, all of that kind of nonsense. So creative is actually really, really good. We often have that last click to play it, I think. Now, what I forgot that would do is leave me absolutely not absolutely boned, but in trouble, in significant trouble against Ag Infusion, which was obviously like a hot pick. I ended up playing against 2 Ag Infusions, one of them on stream, and I might have actually had a winning line in the one on stream. There were a couple of times where I played poorly. I was playing a bit too fast. I made a few like Shishushkas onto HQ without putting the DJ down that was in my hand, and I needed that DJ down to get some more recursion, particularly of the crews. But yeah, essentially without the turbine, and no way of dealing with the virus, which was in archives, which I was kind of meant to put a copulation in here, and I didn't, and that would have solved a lot of problems. But I couldn't run to archives for leech counters, and I ended up just there being like 2 res Nancy's, and I couldn't make any runs because I'd like lost all of my crews, everything like that. Let's see, Meteor. I've learned to ice HQ within 3 turns against Hashiko at this point. Is that just because of me, or because? Oh, I guess like people are playing like Eye for an Eye as well. Like, yeah, I think that's quite funny. Sabotage Mill does work wonders, and I have permission to show this game, so I will show like how this deck really kind of does its thing. It was a game. This was the game on stream. It was this game against Wenscon. Great player, Wenscon. Really nice person. We're gonna. But this is like what my deck can do. We'll put this on. Can I do it? So spectator view. I want to not see these cards. How do I do that? I want like run a view and then to not see what they're drawing realistically, but I don't know if that's possible. I thought it was label face up card, blah 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 blah. Maybe not. Okay, well, just ignore these cards up here. Let's pretend that we can't see them. And I need to probably like zoom to like there. So what we're going to do is we're going to like speed through this a little bit. But Wentgon's playing Fule. Pretty kind of classic. We can skip to here, right? I think. Hopefully, yeah. Pretty classic, like, Bath Fule. This looks like a disgusting opening. I'm, like, pretty scared of this. Don't know what to do. I see an MCA policy and trash it. Kysra, is deck name a Lee and Herring Fists of Fun reference, or just a reference to putting hands in people? I kind of wish it would, because Lee and Herring is like super old school, and more people should know about Lee and Herring. I'm a huge Stuart Lee fan, but it's not a specific Fist of Fun reference. There's an option with Cyber Feeder. Yeah. Oh, hey Warlock, how you doing? There probably is, but I've tried Cyber Feeder. More importantly, I've tried Firefox, and it just did not work. It doesn't like me. So at this point, sorry, I'm kind of skimming over this, but I'm just trying to keep the board down a little bit. Obviously, I've got a Lago early, which is really, really good against any kind of deck which wants to spam out here. A little low on credits, but we pop back up, and now we've got all of our recursion as well. So we've got our buffer drive, we're not going to lose anything. We've got our Steve, so we can get stuff back, and we're just going to keep like moving through our deck, and we're going to draw like so many cards each turn. Again, here we're just like keeping the board state down. We mainly want to be like avoiding. I think I'm most scared of there being like an orbital on the board with like this MCA ticking up. And I'm kind of aware that I need to deal with this MCA, but I'm worried about it being on Warroid trackers and Hendrix and all of that nonsense. So essentially right now I'm looking for 2 pinholes so that I can kind of do nonsense. Now you see here I've already drawn all 3 Shishishkas and I've drawn my pinhole. So this is kind of everything which I need. Unfortunately, just as I'm going to pause here. So this was the turn where I was going to like pinhole HQ, like get my Steve trigger, and deal with the MCA, like, and set up for next turn. As things have been going on, I have chucked out all of my like breakers that came across. I think I haven't even installed a crew. I've just got Bankard just in case. But I've chucked everything out because I haven't drawn any ice. And I was like, maybe they just won't draw ice. And then the minute that I'm like, I've got 3 Shishishkas in hand, HQ's open, and I've got DJ Steve down, that's when they ice up HQ. And I know you're saying, well, there's a Spin Doctor. Like why would you hit a Shishishka? Which is true. If I was going to hit 1 Shishishka, you don't do it with a Spin Doctor out. If you're going to hit 3 Shishishkas, doesn't matter if there's a Spin Doctor out. You can completely overwhelm Spin Doctors if you're doing like 12 sabotage in a turn. Like that's nearly half of the cards in R&D. And just think about the fact that they're going to be milling agendas. They're also going to be milling their win con. Whatever's going on. They should make anode breakers that install themselves from the heap. That is a wild idea. I don't think it would ever catch on. So here we can just like at the moment, we're kind of being a little bit careful about touching cards because they do have this false lead. We're kind of like, there could always be a gaslight on board. We don't quite know what the influence is yet. And I think we just saw it, gaslight in hand, but we're still like drawing an absolute ton of cards. Look, we're like, it's turn 9. We've got 16 cards left in the stack, but with the amount of draw that's going on, we're not going to have them for long. So we draw a breaker, which is our worst breaker in terms of this matchup, because we're expecting this ice on HQ to be either Gatekeeper or like a Jaguandi. But I just keep like poking it with the raindrops because I really want to res to find out what it is. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my leech down so that I can start getting some stuff. Stealing a Hyperloop here is a tiny bit scary because there is a chance that, like, obviously we could end up floating tax. The lucky thing is that at this point, obviously we're not at like threat free. Do we need 3 Shishishkas? Yes, and we're gonna play. We're aiming to play more than 3. And we're gonna hold, like, basically we're also gonna hold on to these because at the moment Wentagon doesn't know about the Shishishkas. I don't think, maybe one's been trashed and has been recycled, but I don't know if any have been trashed. So these are going to come as a big surprise. And when we, at the moment, our only way through HQ is with Bankar. So if they res, we might lose the Shishishkas. So an actual Jaguandi. Wait, an actual, like an alive one. So here, Gaslight, pretty scary. Hilarious, actually. I did not see this, but they gaslit to get an Oppo and then drew into the Oppo, drew into the other Oppo. Fairly funny. One thing that I'm kind of safe with at the moment is that we can probably, you know, we're not going to die too easily until they get us down to like a hand size of 3. But here we'll keep drawing. Laborites is a card that we're always going to recur. Shishishka is a card that we're always going to bottom with buffer drive. But other stuff is very much dependent on the matchup because really we want to get quickly to a point where the only thing in our deck is like Shishishkas and Laborites, maybe a little bit of money. So here, like, we can play this Steel Skin and we will draw literally like most of the rest of our deck. But actually, I think I've realized that I'm going to draw the rest of my deck without even playing the Steel Skin. So right now, I can just carry on setting up. I'm still aware that, like, I don't have a crew, so I can't necessarily get into HQ right now. And now that I know that they have an Oppo, I've got to be a bit careful about touching cards and trashing cards. This was kind of scary because there was an orbital on board. Luckily, they didn't have an additional click to do anything with it. Here, again, I think we're just looking for a crew. We found one, but we trashed it. And here we draw one. So we've got Bankar on HQ. We throw out the first Shishka. So this is where, like, the game starts to turn towards us. Up until now, we've always been like a little bit scared that at any point, like the corpse, we're going to touch an agenda, and the corpse going to kill us. At this point, my plan is now to touch no more cards. We are going to just throw out Shishishkas over and over and over again until the corpse is completely milled out. Now, the fact that Wentagon's already on 4 points or 3 points is like a tiny bit scary because there are potential ways of them now scoring out, but that's the pressure that we're going to put on. So here, Wentagon doesn't res on HQ, so we're going to throw down another one, and this time we do get the Jaguandi. Nicely, we're not at threat, which means that this the text isn't live, which is quite nice. So we just go through it for 2 damage, and I think oh wait a second, I need to scroll here because I think Wentagon res this and says this was purely out of respect for the 3rd Shishishka. At this point, I realize I don't have a crew. I think I undid that turn and went back because I thought I was just going to trash this. I just assumed I had a crew down. I could see one in my hand. I haven't put it down. Not very clever. But anyway, we can go through with Bankar. We're going to do some more damage. We do hit the Shishishka. So Wentagon knows that it was like the right thing to do. Doesn't pop the false lead at this point, which makes sense. We haven't trashed anything. We haven't stolen an agenda. They can't Oppo us. And now we get down our crew. Now the one problem, the only like worry that I have now is that when we crew this Jaguandi, that means that we've trashed an ice. So we got to be a little bit scary. When God scores out this Hyperloop, which I really like as a play, this puts them on 4 points, which now means, like, I don't know exactly what cards they're on. I don't know if they've got, like, a Seamless, for instance, but I am a little bit scared of them, like, installing an Ichor somewhere, and then triple advance and seamlessing it out, like using the wage workers. So that's like now the position I'm in, because at this point I think Wentagon has realized that the chances of oppoing us are like probably going down quite significantly. So here we like labor rights early, we get our strike fund, and we're going to put back the Shishishkas. We gain some credits and probably play the creative, I think. Yeah, just to make sure that we've got enough money to do this. We can throw out a bunch of other breakers. This is a either third or second gaslight. Can't actually remember. At this point, we can stop drawing with Lago. You notice we didn't actually draw when this Rashida went into the remote. We don't need to anymore. I think this is probably going to be the turn where we start going again. Yeah, so click 1. We hit the Shushka. We lose a click to the Jaguandi. We kill the Jaguandi. We play the Shushka. We get back a strike fund for money. Wentagon chucks out a bunch of their kill. I do pause here. It looks like I don't pause, but I pause. Wentagon has no actions, so we land another Shushka. At this point, Wentagon's starting to feel it. We play a labor rights and we get back 3 Shushkas. Understandably, Wentagon finds this quite scary. Yeah, threat 4 is like actually pretty good. Now, this nearly catches me out, because although we can't get oppoed, how do I go back like a little bit? So this Rashida, so we get our Shishkas back. We're at 11 credits, which feels absolutely fine. This Rashida draws Wentagon into a public trail. And obviously we haven't like trashed a card, we haven't touched an agenda, but we have made a run. So I got a little bit scared all of a sudden, because I was like, okay, this is fine, I can afford this, but it's going to sap 8 credits. And 8 credits is quite a lot for this deck, especially at this point in the game where we want to pay like 5 to 8 credits per turn for playing multiple Shishishkas. So we have to pay 8. And then Wentagon can jam. And this is where I'm like, if this is an Ichor, then I'm in trouble. But I'm also like, if this is an Ichor, then I'm in trouble anyway, because I probably can't steal this. Now, I could just run Archives at this point and probably steal enough agendas, but that's not going with our game plan. So I probably consider here, I'm trying to work out if I buffer drived for a Shishka. The drink Axu is cider because I've had a hell of a day, but let's find out. I probably put Bangkok on Archives just in case. Yeah. I'll play a Eternal in a second. We need to build some decks for David first. So Wentagon informed me of his potential actions. I'm actually quite happy with him using this false lead, because if he uses a false lead, then he can't score out an Ichor and win. So we're going to Shishka, so click 1. Wentagon now definitely feeling like what we're putting down. 6 cards left in R&D, so I'm feeling pretty good here. We got a spin res. Wentagon knows for a fact that he can chuck out this distributed tracing is doing nothing for him. We choose... Oh, this is really nice, actually. So here, I think... What do we get back from the bin? I can't remember. I think we get... Oh, we get creative commissions back from the Or we actually chose a creative commission and a strike fund, and we've drawn into a Shishishka. Now, Wentagon has this false lead, but we're going to play a cute little move, which I think I read someone did this the other day, and or I must have read it on Slack or something, and it suddenly came to me when I got access to this creative commission, and I had 3 clicks left, and Wentagon has this false lead. Then I'm like, and I have exactly 1 credit as well, so it all lines up quite nicely. And I'm like, well, if I play this creative commission, not only will I be up to enough credits to play this Shishka, but it will skip the ability for Wentagon to false lead me, because he has to false lead me now, or he's like, no, I'm gonna wait until you have 2 clicks left. But if I play creative commission, I go straight to having 1 click left. So that's what I do. You see, Wentagon says not right now. I play the creative commission. He now doesn't have an option to play the false lead because I only have 1 click, and with that last click, we can play the Shishishka. At the moment, Wentagon has 4 cards. He could spin Doctor back 2. Again, if this is exactly an Ikawa, which funnily enough, I think it is. I don't know if we can see that, but if we go court view... No, it's a false lead. That's fine. So it's not too scary. But here, Wentagon's... Oh, so yeah, so this is like where he has the Ikawa, he jams the Ikawa. I have to check what happens, because I've never got to this point where I'm like, what happens if I Shishishka when there aren't 4 cards? I checked with Radiant. Radiant says that they'll have to trash as many as they possibly can, which means that I don't have to go and touch archives, just to avoid, like, I don't know what. Like, obviously I should win, but I didn't want to. I wanted to avoid it, and the game plan was to not touch any cards. So we're not going to touch any cards. And I think Wentagon realizes, like, I have 3 credits. I can Shishishka once, and then he decks out next turn. No way of dealing it. But that's what the deck can do. It's very fun. Meteor, why do I care about public trail when there's no end of the line threat? I kind of don't, but I don't want to accidentally... Like, there might be an end of the line threat, because it could be public trail. He's got wage workers, so it could be public trail into mindscaping, not mindscaping, the other one. What's the purple tag damage? You know, the one it'll do a core damage. I'll lose a click next turn. I'll have, like, it's that one. So there is a chance that happens. Also, if we take a tag and then we take 2 core damage off that card, then Wentagon might have a way of fast advancing out with Ontos. So I'm not going to risk it at this point. I don't want to lose my Steve. Not that that's probably what Wentagon's going to spend the credits on, but, like, there's enough reason to not take that tag. Hypoxia is the card, yeah. It wouldn't have killed me this turn. But Public Trail, Hypoxia could be enough to set up a kill. Like, it's enough, but I don't want to risk it. It's like, I can pay the 8. I'm still in a good enough spot where I can probably have enough money to land all the other Shishkas. The nice thing about this endgame state is that the Shishka doesn't access cards, which means that Hashiko doesn't flip. And at this point in the game, we don't actually want the draw, and we definitely don't want to lose a credit. So we can avoid, like, the Hashiko ability, which is actually, like, pretty sick. David, Are you still here? Because if so, alongside chat, we can build you some decks very quickly. You wanted NSG cards only, no system update, standard ban list. So no system update is like the only thing which is gonna throw me maybe here. Because I know what cards are legal, but I've got to remember what's actually in system update. So we can't play Quetzal, so I'm immediately not interested. No, I'm joking. It means no magnet. Are you trying to make decks which are good or which are like fun? Because like we can potentially hack on the fact that there's no magnets. We can't do anything Aesopsy. That's quite important. We don't have Diesel. So I think you probably NSG only. If it's all NSG cards, then we can probably do like a pretty good, but maybe, yeah, you could definitely do like Crew Hashiko. I mean, I think Hashiko in general is going to be pretty sick because you don't really need any of these cards, and like Ice Carver is the only card that like might make sense. But also you could just do like Super Friends Hashiko, you know? Like if you did Hashiko, we can play Stargate, I believe. If I do NSG only, system update, like Stargate is Downfall, so we can do like Stargate, Keiko, all of the Super Friends. So we do like Paladin, Mystic, probably 2 of them, like 1 Taka. This is as much of the elevation better as with no at the moment. Ah, true. So like, this is like a really solid start. I feel we can play like Moshing, Gamble, Fermenters, Botulus, and then we'll do like Cleaver, Buzzsaw, because like this is like a broken sweet. Can we play Leech? We can play Leech, right? System Gateway, so that's fine. We can do 1 Leech, 1 Turbine. We'll probably take some of these out in a second. I don't actually think we need like any of these. You can just play like pretty much my deck, to be kind of like, to be honest. I wonder. Okay, so this is NSG. This is NSG. This is you can't play labor rights, right? Okay, no, it's much worse without labor rights. So. Yeah, Biobands is actually a very good card. Biobands. Importantly, so we're on Mushing and stuff, but we can't play. We might play Ashen, but how do we get the Ashen back? Like maybe we don't need it. Like I still want to play Moshing. I wonder if we can play Bankar. Like. Probably not, right? Unless we are on Ashen. Can we play Casts? That's in Ashes. Wild. Labor Rights becomes Katorga. Yeah, it's not quite there, is it? Like, we could play 1 Buffer Drive, 1 Ashen if we wanted to play Bankar. Maybe that's it, and we can get rid of the Botuluses. Maybe we get rid of the Leech because this is probably enough. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 and a Stargate seems good enough. Fermenter is, I think, still good. This is like a ton of money, and then what funky hardware can we play? that isn't. Oh, we've got events in here. Oh wait, are we? We can play a twinning as well, right? Ah, disgusting. Cool. I love like double win cons. So if we want to play Bankar, so you can play Bankar, and then you play like one Ashen. You play one Buffer Drive. That's got to be an NSG card. And then we've got like a few more slots for. Can't play Liberated Account. We're playing Price. We might play Price. A little bit risky with Price with like only the Buffer Drive. But maybe we're still like. We're probably still good enough, right? Can we play? Where is Retrieval Run? That's not legal, right? So we would have to play. Like we might even. You know what? We might even play. Oh, this is a recursion card. We might play Katorga just to get some stuff back, like specific stuff. Wildcat Strike is kind of cool. We're on Bankar, we're on Moshing, so I think we still play Strike Fund. We have put Steel Skins in, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what? No, this deck should play like at the moment. I'm normally not playing Gachapons as much as I love Gachapons because I don't normally have enough virtuals, but we've actually got a ton of virtuals here, so maybe we do play Gachapon here as much as like Gachapon Price plus Buffer Drive is kind of sick. And then we play a Fencer because why not? And then we've got like free influence to spend on one high influence impactful card, which would be, or we just play a like Harmony AR. Nah, the Ashen's probably fun. Ashen's probably better in a deck like this where we've got Bankar. We can still use it. It's probably Pinholes, right? Then we need to like cut a card or two somewhere. Obviously it's most likely to be Fencer. Mystic, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mystic can go down to 1. Pinhole is the like boring but correct answer. It's totally correct. Not 3 of them though. There we go. And then you've got 1 influence to play with. Biobands over RCS. Raindrops cut stone. Interesting. I think. Oh wow, we are on Bankar. No, we should be on Raindrops cut stone. We should be on Raindrops cut stone, but I don't know what we drop instead. Biobands is kind of sick here. We've got like lots of things that we want to install. We can install them using Pomu credits and Fencer Fuenu credits if we really want to. Cupellation is a great option. So we can like take out 1 Bioband, but our rig doesn't actually fit it because our rig is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the Stargate. Stargate is like our win con. Like maybe the Fermenters go. And we play Raindrops. Then you could still slot Copulation in here. Copulation is very good. That's a solid start. You can play like a second Ashen if you think you get through stuff quick enough. I think you wouldn't need it unless you're on like Lago as well. Just trash a program, yeah, and then reinstall it from the bin. But no, you could just trash a program. And like, you probably play the cup before you're fully set up anyway. I just don't like the fact that you can't get, like, specifically the Stargate back. Like, this might genuinely be a deck that you play, like, Privileged Access. Like, you probably get a lot of value off this. you have to remove the tag. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. Docklands Pass is actually also, like, it might be Docklands over Copulation. As good as Copulation is, I like Docklands as an option. Like, that's kind of sick. There you go. It's 46 cards. Perfect. We do have we got Twinning, which is like our HQ multi. Maybe we don't need Docklands. Maybe we don't need Twinning. No, that's mental. Why would we not play Twinning? Or we just play legwork, right? Like, we can't play legwork. It's wait, can we play legwork? No. Can we play Maker's Eye? No. Privileged actor. I was playing some Isolation the other day, Matt. Isolation is kind of nuts. I was playing Isolation plus the class act, and like with multiple class acts, so you just like trash a class act, gaining all like a ton of money back, install a new class act, and go again. Yeah, there's like you can chuck in an addition. I guess you can put the fermenters back and play a simul chip. Then you need a bit more money. That would be able to like get you your Stargate in the late game, so that you can afford to just trash it if you get it early, because you really don't want to. You don't want this around early. But yeah, that's like easy Hashiko. Can we fit other class act? What in here? It's a lot of influence. I don't think so. As much as I do think that the class act in like an Ashen deck makes sense, even if it's like an only one-off, because you're gonna like draw through really, really quickly. Don't even get me started on the fact that I nearly had a class act in here at one point, because with the fact that the whole point is to get like specific cards to the bottom of your deck as fast as possible, the class act makes it really nutty. But the problem is that you have to put another card on the bottom as well, so it actually didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. David, I'll save this. Have I messaged you on Discord before? If not, like, ping me a message or something, and I can always send you this deck list. Hashiko for David. Definitely going to get around to playing some Freedom soon. Maybe even some Eternal. We'll find out. And then you needed a Corp, right? We're not going to build PD because that feels boring. I think you play like a Taya, right? Because a Taya uses a lot of NSG stuff, like very well. Oh, we can't play Arella. That's a shame. But we can play. Well, let's just start with like the obvious. We're gonna put in some Adrian Sives, and we're gonna put in some Vovo. I think Vovo is actually kind of busted. I think it's like almost a bad vibes card in a way. We're putting some Spin Doctors. We'll play 3 Tattoos because we will. We're definitely playing a Virus. Yeah, because we have to deal with like Arasana and stuff. A Teo with no NGO or Anansi. I think no Anansi is fine, because a lot of people are breaking Anansi for free credits right now. Obviously, like the fact, like we can still play Saisentan. JK fits deck well. It would if they just made this like a little more expensive to trash. Like 1 to trash is so painfully low. I haven't done stuff with this card yet. Like this plus Trank Grid is like kind of hilarious. This is like potentially really good in Miramorph, but like if you're spending your influence on that, then you're not spending it on, you know, Hollow Man. So what agendas do we have actually here? But this is probably the biggest thing. Like what are we scoring out? We can play Flower Term, and I don't know Don't know if we should. Hybrid release is quite sick in Atea. Definitely consider it. Obviously, we should play orbital superiority and make it an attack-based deck, but I don't know how we do that. Vulnerability audit could be funny in Atea. Can we do without like TPR? We don't have TPR, so we can't really do the like install vulnerability or audit thing. We can play Lacosta, right? That's definitely. So we'll put free Lacosta, we'll put free Charlottes in because I don't know. This is another good reason to play like Atea and or Jinteki in any way. We've already got Charlotte. We've already got our we've already got our like Rashida. Atea without TPR, impossible. Well, you know, we've seen some Ateas do like pretty well, but yeah, ironically, like considering how many decks I'm putting TPR into at the moment, Atea like is the one that I haven't really tried with it. So what are we excited to score here? I mean, it's probably off-worlds. We need some money. Is it Fuji's? Because we can't play. Like, send a message. It's probably Fuji, right? And we try and make the damage somewhat relevant. So we can do like this. We could play free of the things wherever they are. Where are they? Where's the 2-1? What's it called and why can I not see it? It's definitely hybrid release. We're still short one then. I just think that hybrid release is potentially quite good in Atea. Moonpool. Moonpool is only really good with Audacity, I think. Like, that's when it really shines. Because I guess Moonpool can put the agendas in the bin anyway, but like, just go for blank 2-3. Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, whoa, hold on. This is like, we have TPR at home, right? Project Jaguda. No one's ever put a counter on this. I have. And actually, when you put a counter of this in Atea, it's kind of funny. It's like kind of TPR, but it comes with a lot of like terms and conditions apply. So it says hosted agenda counter. Swap one card from HQ with one card in the root of or protecting the attacked server via run a mage account. So what you kind of need to do is get them to run this server like last click or before they can deal with like the other server. And then you can swap something in and like do seamless launch nonsense. I think what we want to do is we want to play hybrid release and we want to play like cohort. And we want to have like one server is a cohort guidance program server, right? Which we jam cohorts in behind a piece of ice. The other server has like Lacosta and Charlottes and agendas. And then like, okay, they can go and trash our cohort, but like if they don't, then the cohort like deletes the agenda and we like throw something in the bin, for instance, an agenda with the cohort guidance program, and then we install it into the server using the hybrid release. That's the plan. Easy days. We need some ice. What ice do we have? Tan seems really good. Fona Trio, we're not really doing anything with tags, unfortunately. I think this ice is slightly better than, or can be like really annoying. You know, if we were playing Orbital Superiority, we want seamlesses. I feel like we still want. Actually, we've got Lacosta. I'm going to put 2 seamlesses in just before I forget. But we might spend that influence on ice, to be quite honest, because I'm looking at this and I'm not feeling great about it. We'd probably play Vampire and Nasa. How do you deal with this right now, you Go Turbine Buzzsaw, and then it's worthless. We're putting 2. And then right now, I'm really liking Enigma. You can't play Enigma. Are you joking? Is this the first time ever that Enigma won't be legal? It is. That's crazy. Hey, Not Yeti, how you doing? Like, essentially, Enigma is the busted. It's done well in every single official format that has ever been. Like, Enigma's been great in standard for a whole bunch of things. I mean, you saw I was playing 3 of them on the weekend. At UK Nats, like, the process had 3 Enigmas in their R+ decks. And it's obviously been like a great piece of ice for the history of Netrunner in standard. It's also one of the ice that you find in Eternal. Like, it's actually a good piece of ice in Eternal. And it's a good piece of ice in Startup. This is going to be the first time that decks don't have a deck. So what are you playing instead? White Space. That feels a lot worse now. There's cards like the Crew around. Much worse. I think we probably play 3 Bodu, unless we're on Bran. The Bran first sub does mean something here. The Bran first sub. They will print a new ice. Well, they will definitely print a new ice in Elevation. Whether it will be as good as Enigma. This is why we are doing this format. There's no Enigma. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what the do you play in that slot? And I think the answer is White Space, and that's somewhat unfortunate. As much as, like, this is not a bad ice. Losing free credit. Like, if you think about it, people res sodding mess in the chest notes all the time. Pay 5 just to end a run and you lose 3. I guess this one obviously has a lot more asterisks next to it. Especially when Buzzsaw is in the format. Are we playing just like Times? No new ice in Elevation? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Palisade might be okay, but we've got like Boto is a good enough barrier, right? We're gonna get to Fret 4 like super quickly, right? Actually, kind of awkward getting to Fret 4. We want some more 2-pointers. Maybe it's a single hybrid relief. We play 2 2-pointers. Wow, this looks a bit dire. We might play Cloud Eater. Like, we got Vovo. So we can afford to res bigger ice, potentially. Karuna is actually alright. This is, like, okay. People still going to be playing Carmen, and this is 4 credits to break with Carmen. Like, is it Diviner? What is our cheap? Okay, we might need to go shopping elsewhere for ice here. Like, has there ever been a release, even a data pack without ice? Oh, well, now I want to know. Now we might have to have a quick look. I would say no. Right? Like, they like always had a little bit of ice. Here we go. Like, so we've got Janice here. We've got Sherlock 1 here. I'm not going to look for all of them, but they're like, as long as we see one. We've got Woodcutter here. I don't know if that counts, because man, is that a bad piece of ice. Actually, that might be the only piece of ice. So like, oh no, it's got Viper. So this has had a like really relevant piece of ice. I was going to say, maybe we can find one with like no relevant ice. Bullfrog. This one's got Tyrant. Oh my gosh. We've got Data Hound. That was a piece of ice. Whirlpool. Flare. Itchy. Oh, like obviously loads in there. Like this has got next ice, so we're gonna have like next ice in like every one of them, right? Muckraker. That's a card. Like, I don't think there's ever been anything without ice. Snoop, what a piece of ice. Fenris. I'm going to put some money down. I'm going to say I will put a case of Monster down on the fact that there is no data pack. No, okay. I am excluding. I'm very specifically excluding before Axu types in. I'm excluding the Magnum Opus cards. No, there's even ice in the Magnum Opus cards because there's border control. So I don't think there's ever been a data pack of any size that didn't have ice. I'm like worried about the booster. I'm worried about the booster. Ah, okay, all right. There was one. This is the closest we're gonna get. The Uprising booster pack. This did not have a piece of ice. I found it myself, so I get the monster. Oh, Gia got there first. Oh crap, Gia! I think I might owe you a case of monster. Damn. Yeah, I should have put some exceptions on. Anyway, where did we get to? We got to here. We also don't have hedge funds yet. Holy shit. We don't have. We probably need. Do we need regoliths? We've got Charlotte and we've got cohorts, so maybe we don't need regoliths. I kind of want the powers that be, but that has to go in the same server as the cohort guidance program. The other option is to play the powers that be instead of cohort guidance and just keep trying to like recycle the Charlottes and maybe jam more. Like that might be fine as well. Oh, Giat, don't beat yourself up. Giat made the bubble on the APAC CBI. As did almost everyone in tiebreakers. We had 3 tiebreakers all making various bubbles across the weekend. Okay, Ablative Barrier is insanely good in Atea. Maybe this is like what you're doing in Atea. You play like 2 ablatives, and then there's no Rashida. We don't need powers, but we can get back Charlotte, and it comes back and goes on to the Lacosta grid. So I think that's good enough. Okay, Runner was easy. Corp is much harder, but also like maybe we are kind of jumping into territory which is like a little bit weirder. Like, are we playing MIC? Are we playing MIC? Like, I don't know what... Can we play Drafter? Oh, maybe we play Drafter. Just put Brands in there. We've got Boto. I don't want to spend influence on Bran when we can play Boto. Like, Bran is good. I'm not shitting on the fact that Bran isn't good. And maybe if we were on Void, and we could just be on Void instead, obviously, then Bran would be better. But you can click through Bran. And when we're not Ag Infusion, then like that makes it a tiny bit worse. I guess then, if you click through Bran, and we've scored for like 3-2 with a counter on it, then it becomes cool. I think we play Drafters. Right? That seems good. And then we still need this, like, Code Gates is a problem, though. Code gates here are bad. We're not on Void. No, because we're on Adrian, because we're a Taya. Like, Adrian is just more fun as well. Okay. Code gates in HB, bad. Code gates in Jinteki, also pretty bad. Like, Diviner, it might well be Diviner. Yeah, we did, like, some tiebreakers did also make the cut. Shout out to Jonald, top of Swiss, and the King, Queen of Swiss in the EMEA event. MBN barrier, MBN code gate's quite good. Messenger chess though. Maybe it's Messenger chess though, you know? Like, is that better than Drafter? It might be. Like, we need end runs. So maybe we play like 2 Messenger chess though in the code gate slot. Because otherwise, it's Descent. Lotus Crew. We can't play Lotus Field. Because we're playing without update. This is for David, and he wants the decks without system update. Afshar. Like, this is a reasonable face check. This is better than white. This is better than white space. It costs us one more to res. Yeah. There's certainly a touch of anemia about the NSG only ice sweeps. Yeah, our code gate options are bad. I think we're on white space. You're fuck. It's either that or we're spending this influence that's on Drafter, and we might have to do that on either Afshar or Vampirinessa. Not Vampirinessa. Messenger chess though. -2 seamless, +2 meeting. Meeting? Messenger chess though. That's what you mean to say. I think we need to keep. Well, maybe we don't need the seamlesses because we've got the Lacosta, right? And we've got cohort. Yeah. Yeah, we've got good ways of dealing with stuff. So I think we do 2 Messenger chess though, and then we play. Oh, the nice thing as well, actually. Okay, this cohort guidance program, this can put a counter on the Messenger chess though. Oh, tree line. Yeah, tree line would be the other thing. But like, we're kind of all right for barriers. But like, I would play. I don't think tree line is a bad shout. Because again, this cohort guidance program, that can put a counter on a tree line. We need some money, so we play some hands-eye reviews and like 2 regulars. That's a lot of assets. It's probably too many assets. Is this enough ice? 15? No, it's actually not enough ice. We need more ice. Okay, back to the ice situation, which has not been solved. It's probably like some number of Karunas. Oh, we still need another Sonic agenda as well. Blech. Okay. Corpse are hard, or Atea is specifically hard. We don't really have enough damage in here to make. So I think we just play Longevity Serum. It's a 3-2. It's like fine, I guess. Are the Fuji's better than send the messages here? Probably. I think so. 1 Cloud Eater. It's a big boy. He is a big boy. We've got no way of making tags matter. 1 Serum, which I should assume is Sermon. 1 Flower Sermon? I don't hate Flower Sermon. I'd like it more if we played Snare. Put Tributary in there. It's standard legal only. Choose his worst corp faction. Corp is hard. All right, droids. Look, I just wanted to pick something which I knew off the top of my head would use a load of NSG cards, but yeah, this was probably the wrong choice, right? I think we should have just done BTL because I think that's probably much, much easier and probably much easier to play. Sorry, David, I might have thrown this one under the bus somewhat. We've also like got a couple of half-cooked ideas going on in here. Okay, like just one more ice. It's like either a crooner. It might be the big old snake, but we've got a lot of very expensive ice. I don't think we can play anything more expensive. It's just got to be something cheap. It could be a crooner. I think it's like one copy of White Space. We can jam stuff behind it early. It's a terrible ice, but there we go. There. That's a deck, right? Seems fine. Have realised that we've got this cohort guidance. That's where we're going to put our spin doctors. Maybe he wants to be able to sprint. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that too much. They will hopefully come and trash the cohorts. As much as hopefully, I mean, like, they'll take time and money to do that. So yeah, there we go. Atea. World's winning Atea. I can't spell Atea, so you'll have to bear with me for David. I play BTL all the time. They're probably expecting me to BTL. I like catching them off guard with Atea. Excellent. Jinteki is either punitive or PE right now, and both are rotating. Yes, and both are not legal in David's world of like it needs to be NSG and no update only. I actually really like. I don't. Apologies, Diogenes, if you're still in chat. I really like Diogenes' idea for like doing punitive PE right now. I think is like really, really sick. I disagree massively with some of the choices of cards in it. The fact that it's not on Lacosta and Charlotte blows my mind, especially when like Lacosta makes loads of sense when you want to like do install double advance and then next turn advance and play a Neurospike. So yeah, there we go. I'll send them to you in a second. Right, we're meant to be playing some Freedom, so let's build some Freedom. Sorry, actually, we might have to play Eternal another time. RH Hollowman Sisyphus, that is an option. Did you like the free AR Harmony AR therapies? I liked 2 of the free Harmony AR therapies. I think if it was on 2 Harmony AR and then it just had a different card in that other slot, then it would probably be better. I'm a AR Harmony therapy believer. I wouldn't play free, especially when you've got DJ as well, which I know like DJ is saying that DJ normally is for Sable, which makes sense. But there are options there. Okay, we could play Eternal. The problem is that if I build this Eternal deck, then Axu's in chat. I've got an idea of what I want to build, but we could do it. But then Axu will come like at us with a complete like hard counter because he's like a hardcore gamer like that. So we'll see. Maybe later. However, also, if you're interested in Eternal, there's going to be an incredible Eternal tournament starting this week, next week. I should know. I'm helping stream it. Yeah, so very, very soon, this week or next week, there is an Eternal tournament starting. It's like a invitational tournament, which Warlock and Anarcho Mushroom have put together. They've like got scoops. I don't know. Has this not been released like in public? Because I've said it now, so I've kind of got to carry on. Yeah, apparently I'm leaking information. Oh, tits. Well, anyway, I'm kind of halfway through Warlock. I think I've gone too far. I think I've gone far too far. Anyway, sick Eternal tournament coming up. The games are going to be streamed, like on a week by week basis. All the games are going to be recorded in real time. We're not going to stream them in real time, but they're going to be recorded, and then we're going to commentate on them. We've got a really good commentary team sorted, and then so each week there will be Eternal games going on because we've had the announcement of Elevation. You might have noticed it's a little bit later than they originally said, so it's going to be a while till that comes out. There's not going to be any new cards for a while, so I think everyone should start playing a little bit of Eternal, because it's actually very fun. It's very fun. Right, let's build freedom, shall we? Okay, so what I wanted to do, essentially, was my Hashiko deck, which I played, this one here, old Fisty Fisty, draws incredibly fast. As people who've played like Anacam, Shelter, Lago Prowler Shelter, like Shelter Cam know, it draws, like you draw so fast through your deck, especially when you like hit a Steel Skin on the corpse turn and suddenly you're like drawing 4 cards off turn. So it's like, along with the Hashiko draw, sometimes it's too much draw. Like sometimes you start your turn with like 11 cards in hand, and you're just like, I have like and as soon as you play an event, you're going to draw a card off Anacam. So it draws really fast and can draw so fast that it actually probably works just as well in other IDs which don't have draw built into them. And then I was listening to Andre commentating on one of the games from CBI. He was talking about freedom. He was talking about how if you play freedom, you're probably going to have to click the draw a fair bit more because you don't have all that free draw from Hashiko. And I was like, you know what? I know something which has a lot of draw. And then I was thinking about my program suite. And I was like, you don't normally play something like Anacam and Freedom because normally you need a ton of MU. Freedom likes to install a whole load of cards. He wants to get his Fermenters down, his Botuluses down, his Leeches down, his Yusef down, like make a load of runs, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I don't really use the breakers very often in this particular setup. And I would much rather just play like a single breaker. And so I was like, maybe I can make this very small rig freedom. And kind of make that work. So that's the plan. So we're going to like start off with the basics of this deck. We play at least 2 copies of Aniham. We'll decide if we can afford a third one. I don't think we can. We play 3 copies of Lago Perena Shelter because this is just like insane card draw. And then we play Strike Funds. We play that. We play Steel Skins. And then we're Anacam deck, so we play a couple of like good events. We play 3 copies of Bankar. We play things like Raindrops. Whether we play Dirty Laundry or not, I'm not totally sure. Supernaut, if you want me to hook you up with some US-based Eternal heads, then I am more than happy to do that. Send me a message. Hopefully I'm someone that you know enough to message. Just ping me a thing on Discord. I will very happily set you up for that. Also, are you... Which Eternal League have you signed up for? Have you signed up for the GLC one? Because they are all in that league as well, I think. Whether they will or can be in a moment. The question is, do we play the price and the the answer is never heard of me. Fair. People speaking to Axie. I'm unsure whether we played a price or not, because I think we're going to have a lot of events because we're an Anicam deck. So like we'll have to see if the price is actually correct. And like I said, we're going to have like this kind of much smaller rig. We'll play some Mystics, maybe 2 of them. We might drop that down because we're going to play Twinning as our Wincon, I think. Like, obviously, Wincon in Hashiko was Shishushka. Twinning seems like a much better option here. And then I think our, like, viruses, I'm going to try and do this with just 3 copies of Leech, 2 copies of Audrey. And that might be it. That might be it. Oh, we definitely played Moshing, so like insanely good card. Yeah, like I wonder if we play anything else here. We might play like 1 copy of Yusa, just as can't spell it. Freedom wants Fermenter. I am unsure. You're not wrong. Okay, I'm not going to say that you're wrong because like Freedom does want Fermenter, but I want to know if we can get away without playing Fermenter. We might still play Fermenter. But yeah, the idea here, like if we play Fermenters, then eventually, like our MU gets a little bit tight. Like early doors. So this and this. What else then do we actually need? Oh, we need crews, obviously. We're going to play some number of Devil Charms. We're at 46 cards. We've still got a lot of influence to spend. What did I spend my influence on in Hashiko? Pinholes seem good. Put Yusef in. Yeah, Yusef is really, really good. I think I definitely want some number of pinholes. And then we need like a recursion engine here a little bit. And I think we might do Ashen in this case. Because Audrey, so the fact is like Audrey costs cards, Bankar costs cards. We are going to need like our whole stack back if possible. Ooh, probably not 2 of them, just 1. Well, one's fine. So we either play 1 and we play a buffer drive, which is quite good with Bankar and it's good with Audrey. I think we definitely want a buffer drive actually. Like this is the one thing that was missing from the Freedom one is the fact that we can like do the buffer drive Audrey strike fund nonsense. As a like permanent thing near the end. Botulus is a fermenter that also gets you accesses. Yeah, somewhat true. What else do we need in here? Like we're up to 40 cards. What am I missing from this one? I'm missing Labour Rights. I'm missing DJ. DJ does seem sensible and good. We might play like... We might play a Yusef, apart from anything, just because a lot of people are suddenly on wraparound. Or we might just play like a cheap... something to deal with wraparound, or something to deal with... what's its face? Hammer. Like we could just play a Hush. What does wraparound say? Oh no, I don't want to do that. I just want to look at the card. Show me the card. Wraparound says, while there are no installed Fractor programs, this ice gets 7 strength. So if I put a Hush on this, this would still be 0. So we could play a Hush. Are we missing any like good events here? Like we could play Wild. This might be a deck that plays Wildcat Strike. to be quite honest. Like, draw 4, game 6 are both really good options for us. Maybe we play Wildcat Strike. We've got our win con, it's twinning. We have 2 cards left and 4 influence to spend. One of which could be a DJ. We could play a second Ashen. Seems excessive. We could play Finality. I quite like Finality, actually. Oh, and I want at least... Okay, no, I've forgotten the other things that I do want. I want 1 copy of Imp. I've got this on just standard. I do want a copy of Imp. And then I want a Friday chip. Because this is this is like a really good way of us generating viruses, right? And then what do we play? Do we play like diesels? Trying to work out whether we need more draw or we need more money. Because otherwise we could just play like 2 creatives, like I had in the Hashiko. Is there a big like 4 influence thing I can slot? Like we could, if we drop a pinhole to Nuka, yeah, but I want like a 1 card wonder. The other thing would be to like drop a pinhole and then we can play a consume, which I'm sure droids would appreciate. But 1 pinhole feels like 1 too few pinholes, if you know what I'm saying. Or diesel, yeah. I think we'd play diesel. We'd definitely play diesel, sorry, over Nuka here if we were gonna play it. Amakua, yeah, it doesn't really. It is good. It doesn't help us with our like problem of any kind of anti-AI. Like our only answer for anti-AI stuff is to kill it. Consume. So we either drop 1 pinhole or we play 1 consume, which would make us a nice even 45 with a full 5 influence. The other option is we play a, and this is only spending like but we play like Cupulation plus a copy of Divide and Conquer. Maybe we just play the consume, eh? Banner for smashing through barriers with crew. I think I'd be tempted to just play like a propeller for dealing with the barriers. I'm also kind of tempted to play. I guess the leech does the same. I was going to say I'm tempted to play like an ice carver, so that our Audrey is at 1 strength, because 1 strength is actually super relevant for a lot of ice. It also means that our crews deal with 1 strength ice straight away. Let's play the consume, I think. We're gonna Game of Droids says consume, and they just won a tournament with Freedom, so they know what they're doing. We don't have Dirty Laundries, but I think that's fine. Like we could play Dirty Laundries instead of Wildcat Strike. Are Dirty Laundries better than Wildcat Strike? We do want to run a lot. Like, we're a little short on run events for what it's worth. Like, we've got raindrops. I think we should have enough draw, right? Like Wildcat Strike, are they ever giving us the draw off it? Is the like real big question. Let's put Dirty Laundries in the slot. Okay, that seems fine. How do we deal with Glacier? We dodge the matchup, or we hope that we can just like destroy enough of their ice. This is, ironically, the way that we deal with Glacier is we put back in the Divide and Conquer. Second twinning would not be the worst idea, but I think this is okay. That's what you... DHNA, if you're still watching, I don't know if you were on it, but you should play a twinning in your deck. I know, well, actually, I guess that's how Game Your whole thing is like, I'm just going to deep dive, but Orca charging twinning seems like pretty good. There were a lot of like kits with twinning around. I now see the additional benefit of that. That's kind of sick. Fine. We'll call this Free, Dumb, and Young. The other thing we could have done to spend the influence actually would be just play a third Anicam. So we could like drop Consume, play a third Anicam, put in a second pinhole. But I think this is like reasonable. We'll find out. If we feel like our draw is still slow, then we'll play Anicam number 3. No, up here. Oh, hello. It's we're like an hour and a half in and we can start to play some games. Feels like a Metropole Grid stream, eh? I'm joking, Andre. I love you, really. We're a runner. Smashing it. Yeah, I do like the idea of Ice Carver. Why is our deck not showing? Why is our deck not showing? Edit, save. Deck loading issues. Wait here. There we go. Okay. Ooh, Isawak. Potentially scary. Lago seems really good. Talking about Netrunner better than playing Netrunner. Very potentially. You watch my viewer figures go down. This seems like a good enough start. I'd love to have an Anicam, but having a Lago is as good as. We've got our 5 influence consume in hand and a crew. I'm keeping it. I'd love some draw, but we've got Lago. That's some draw, right? That's the draw that we need. We're expecting Isawak to jam stuff in agendas. That's what they do. This could probably be punitive. I think we can beat punitive as long as we find our... Do we want to play that? I don't think we want to mosh this hand. Let's draw again. That's our one-off Friday chip. I have realised that we've got quite a few one-offs. I think we did need some labour rights to get back these one-offs at the way. This is DHNA making a ton of money, so this smacks to me of punitive. Are we really trashing? Are we moshing away a crew, a charm? No, I can't do it. I'm gonna draw again. Okay, well, that's next turn, right? So we probably want to get down to consume. I think we have to ditch the Friday chip next turn. So we'll put down this. Maybe install something and we get to draw. Yeah, sure. We lost a crew. That's our one-up twinning. Yeah, this is somewhat awkward. Okay, that's fine. We can go and check that right now. We can just leave... If we draw our one imp... So I would check that right now and just hold on to this steel skin in hand. It's like probably good enough. He'd have to have... Triple. If it's a Fuji and it hits the steel skin, we might be in trouble actually. Interesting. Do we trash this twinning? We've already lost one crew. No, I'm just going to see if I can find my imp. Okay, Annie can. Is probably good enough to keep us safe. We could challenge here. We could go, gamble, Annie can run. If we hit it, we take 2 damage. Mathing. We can go gamble, Annie can run. If we take 2 damage, we'll be on 3 cards. If he doesn't hit the steel skin... If he does hit the steel skin... Oh no, we can't quite take it this turn. That's fine. We will wait and play the gamble next turn. We possibly should run archives, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to refuse to touch anything. Sure. I kind of wanted that leech. Buffer drive is good though. Okay, well now we've probably got to check one of these things. I think I need to install this buffer drive before we lose stuff. Let's run the second one and take like 4 damage to the face or something. Okay, that's fine. Minimum Charlotte value there. So we can just take a credit here. Yes, please. We'll put an Ashen right to the bottom of our deck. That's exactly where we want it to be. Single advance. I mean, I'm going to go and check this because this looks more like a Charlotte than anything else. Or an NGO. Here... Do we want to put a Bankar down? No, I'm just going to get his twinning down. But there is a thing happening? There is a thing. Oh yeah, there is. Remind me. We'll put a moshing on the bottom. Oh, we've got an Audrey. Yeah, I need to talk about that actually, or at least I don't need to talk about it. I need to. I just need to point it out to people. Yes, 100%. We're going to go and check this. Do we want to put an Audrey down? No. Anything that it is going to get popped. So we'll just raindrops into it because otherwise we're going to have too many cards in hand. Okay. Here, I think we get this Audrey down just so that we start building up some counters. Because next turn we... Okay, so... This could be an agenda now. When did this get double advanced? I did not see that. This could be clearinghouse, right? We can technically draw... If we hold on to this steel skin, we can draw 2 on our turn. Is there a window? Droids, you'll know this, I think. Is there a window for us to do that between them rezzing a clearinghouse and us doing it? I mean, I'm just going to keep checking everything on the table. We're going to run R&D as well this turn, but let's see if we can draw ourselves a leech first. What is it? An Urtica Cipher. Well, that hit the steel skin, so we'll draw some cards. What do we want to put on the bottom? We want to put, I think we want the steel skin on the bottom. We'll just pay. It's interesting, actually. I think we're going to freedom it because I think we're going to then put down our imp. We lost our Friday chip, didn't we? That's a bit of a shame. Yes, please. Let's set that to always. We'll put down an imp. We'll run R&D. Ooh, do we want to see extra things? I think we don't this early, but we'll imp punitive as expected. We could go back. I think we shouldn't go back. On Diogenes' turn, if he doesn't install something for a Lago trigger, then we'll trash this strike fund to the Audrey to draw a card and do nonsense, because the strike fund will go to the bottom of the deck. Resing is done during paid ability window, so yeah, they have to pass priority to you before the upkeep. Sick. So they can't even like get us with a 6. Oh, they could now. Like, we don't have a steel skin anymore, so now we are in potential danger. Okay, that's fine. I think we might put down the Bankar. We can actually just delete ice. We're going to start destroying HQ, I feel. Oh, wait. Sorry. I needed to trigger on your turn. Thank you. So here we trash this card, which means that we not only get a strike fund and get it back, but we also draw a card. With Adicam, we have a pinhole, which is probably unnecessary. We'll run HQ. Anything resed here can probably be deleted. I think we delete that. I think we do. How many crews do we end up having here? Or we just pay to go through it? I think we pay to go through it because I think it might be easier to delete from HQ with freedom. Oh, we don't have a... Oh, this is fine. No, we don't have a leech down. Well, we'll trash. What do we want to actually put back into the deck? Probably none of these, but we'll do a moshing so that we're gonna like put cards down just so that we can get in there. We'll break. We'll probably see it. I think we might see additional cards here. So one of these is definitely a tattoo. One is probably a punitive. I don't think we die. I think we die to very little here, unless this is actually a cleared house, or maybe a Fuji. So we're going to see like multiple. This one, I think we imp, and then we keep counters to trash the other stuff with freedom, because otherwise we're using like all our freedom counters. Yeah, we'll imp this. This one I think can stay because we are not scared of single punitive. The tattoo we'll get rid of with one of these and one of these. And then do we just click for some credits here? We're like so safe to punitive here. This is quite funny. Oh, I didn't get to use Mamie that turn. Purge. That's absolutely fine. We're gonna run archives and see what happens. Because now we can check for stuff. Ooh, double bacterial. So we might die to single punitive here. That's quite funny, because I said we wouldn't die to single punitive. I hadn't counted for this. So what we might need to do is spend our buffer drive to get a steel skin into hand. So we can buffer drive the steel skin back. We probably should have drawn first for a gamble. So now we can draw once more. And then we'll draw once more. And then hopefully we draw an event. Didn't. So now we just go buffer drive for a steel skin. I was worried there wasn't one in there, and we draw it. And then we go Audrey can... actually, the Audrey's like somewhat useful. This can go in the bin. This can go in the bin. This can go in the bin. Action at start of your turn. Unfortunately, we have to trash a Mystic here. Sick. So safe. Unfortunately, we have now like lost our buffer drive and we've lost our Mystic. But I don't see how the Jenny gets out of this, right? That's fine. The others are all in the bin. We've drawn our finality, which is kind of sick. That's our way of winning. I probably should have trashed that over punitive, eh? Genotyping. You don't want to play that you probably want to play that next turn. Okay, twinning is now currently useless, which is a shame. We only have Mystics to charge it. But we can maybe win just off this finality. Self-vamp. Yeah, but I mean, what are the credits useful for anymore? I do not know. Hedge fund and NGO. And 2 unseen. And then a bunch of stuff goes in the bin. Which I think we run first click. Maybe we play the strike fund. We might trash the strike fund on Diogenes' turn to draw a card. That seems fine. I mean, one thing... Oh, we don't even have to be scared of ice. I forgot that we've got Crew Charm here. Oh, we already trashed a thing. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, fine. Let's just draw. Run archives. Ooh, Hollow Man. Simulation resets. Trick of Light. Worth bearing in mind. I'm glad we drew 3 times because I forgot that we think that there's always a chance that this is a clearinghouse. But next turn we just finality for the win, right? We actually don't trash the top here. Ooh, who called Mindscaping? Someone did. Okay, so now we have to be careful that we win before we just lose. So I think we finality. We might go leech finality. Is there anything we like die to when we do that? I don't think so. Anemone? I called it, but we have to like charm. Ooh, there's our Ashen. We don't want to lose that. Well, we have to charm this, unfortunately. We'll trash it. I guess we're gonna take the tag. Maybe we just take the tag there. Um, yeah, Trick of Light is a fun way. We died to Snare here. I hadn't considered Snare, but we win off the first one. Yes, I probably should have trashed that second punitive from hand. I didn't, and said, I'm not scared of single punitive. There's no way Diogenes can kill me with it. Okay, this was turn 11, and we drew a whole deck as Freedom, pretty much. I mean, we drew more than a whole deck, because we've been recycling half of it, right? This was one of the first cards we put back on the bottom. So that felt pretty good. Wait, what does actually want to delete? Snare? Yeah, it was so close to, like, so close to Snare, wasn't it? Yeah, the Hollow Man. I like the Trick of Lights a lot. Kind of tricky. Excuse the pun. I wonder if mitosis into business as usual then trick would work better. Yeah, so seeing that, what I would be looking at doing there, and it's like a lot of cards to have in hand, but you do like mitosis plus BAU, business as usual. So you've got two cards out, both with 3 counters on them. Then it's like a lot scarier for the whole like Urtica Cypher, Cerebral Overwriter kind of thing. And then how are you protecting your Hollow Men? Just mitosising them and hoping they are not run. So yeah, so I would potentially consider doing like mitosis plus business as usual, and then you've got 2 things which are at 3 counters, and then you can just, you don't even have to score them then. Like, I wouldn't. I'd like hold on to it, because if you're running them on the first turn, then until put Hollow on Urska. Okay, that's quite cool. I'll give you that. So Diogenes is building these like big Urticas as storage units for Hollow Men. Yeah, I quite like that. That's cool. But this felt good. Like, whether we got enough freedom value, but we kind of didn't need to. But my thought is also that, like, you don't need very many counters for freedom to be good. There's a whole ton of stuff which is 0 to res or 1 to res, which is good enough to be able to trash. Like, if you're like just trashing audacities and seamless launches, then you're already in a really good spot. So it's like, I don't know. 45 cards. What? I'm not going. Oh, we got Antoine. Come to beat me up again. We'll try and beat Antoine up this time. I did a massive. This seems like a very good opening start. I did a very big misplay into Antoine. by not clearing tag. Like I just floated a tag and went down to 3 cards like against an obviously kill NEH. It was like very, very dumb. Let's see if we're quick enough to set up before this NEH. Like, Oppo is going to be a problem. We actually do want to get some viruses down to deal with Oppos. I'm going to zoom in, which is optimistic. Like, really optimistic. I wonder if they can make a way of, like, shrinking this side. Like making it shorter so that you can check in. Do we dirty laundry one of these servers? Sure. We'll go server 2. Show me Marilyn can stay. A maze. I've got to get rid of this. It's like too annoying. I've got a single imp. I do die to public trail end of the line here. I'm gonna assume that Antoine is not on public trail end of the line. He would need... No, he has exactly enough credits. Like, they need 7 credits to do that. So, that's fine. We don't die to it anymore. We lost the Devil Charm, that's perfect. We do not really need Devil Charms in this matchup. There's a chance that we hold on to a Steel Skin. Kill NEH, best deck right now. It might well be. Yeah, I've heard that Antoine is really, really nice. But yeah, I am running the Montreal Gauntlet right now. Now, I don't necessarily want to run one of these and accidentally take a ton of tags. Let's see if I can find... Audrey is really important here. Just for, I need a tag generating machine. One of these is going to be a Rashida. Let's say it's server 4 and just like find the Rashida. Hollow Man. I think we trash it. We should probably check the others. One of these, like I said, one's going to be a Rashida, and yeah, 6 credits was enough. Like, I could have died then, but I don't think Antoine's going to be on public trail. I feel like a lot of these kill NEH decks should play a single public trail. Just, oh yeah, we'll draw some cards. Dirty Laundry's good. We can drew Audrey into Laundry. That's funny. Okay, zooming out. Let's have a look at the hand. We can't steal degree mills right now. Ooh, there's agendas in here. Or something that Antoine wants to keep safe. So that's good to know. Attitude adjustment. I think we run the spin now. Kind of force for pop. Or, yeah, like... I don't know for sure, but I'm going to assume that there are some number of Checkers Scion / Behold / whatever there are going on in here. Ooh, you're letting me have it. I am going to freedom you. That probably suggests that Antoine has an Oppo in hand, but I just want to get some counters. Okay, there was a Beal in there. That's probably what Antoine was trying to protect, because I think the degree mill's pretty safe. Ooh, we lost a gamble, but that's okay. Yeah, okay, we take 2 tags. So we could run, I think we run server 9. Find out what it is, then we clear 2 tags and we play a strike fund or something along those lines. Gaslight we can freedom, which is nice. We'll play a strike fund and we'll remove 2 tags. Okay. This is good. Having 2 counters on Laundry is really significant. We lost a false lead. That's pretty big. We really want to find an Anicam. Let's draw once. Let's draw... No, let's run HQ. Spin Doctor. I think we freedom it. We need to get some cheap stuff on the table, actually. We kind of want a Devil Charm. We have to be able to steal... I mean, we probably don't want to steal Degree Mills yet. It's whether we put a crew down. We want a leech is what we really want. Let's draw. Moshing is potentially great for next turn. So I might just put a crew down. I think I want to mosh this Strike Fund. I guess I could just play the Strike Fund. I'll just play the Strike Fund. Oh, no. That's... maybe I just mosh here. Like, what's the worst? 1, 2, 3. Fine. Bankar's actually really good as a thing to bounce. I think the Bankar might be better than the crew, so we'll keep the Bankar. I guess we can actually throw it Pinhole. I actually want to keep the Pinhole. Do I want to keep Pinhole? Yeah, I do. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay. So now what the hell do we do? Let's draw one. Finality is no good right now. Let's install this. Anton's not going to pop anything, so we'll go HQ. Oh, for fuck's sake. Great. I don't think he has enough money to do a like full-on oppo here. Kind of wanted that Strike Fund. Consume's really good. Consume is really good. One of these, like Anton needs money, so we could just try and keep his money down. But if one is a checkist, it's a problem. I really want to find me an Anicam. Let's do this. We'll run one of these. Regolith we can trash. We definitely don't want you to have that. And then we might go and check this the 10 as well. I think we do. Hopefully it's not a trap. Rashida. Okay, as long as we can keep Anton's money down, then we're kind of okay. I think. Alright, this we pinhole to find out what's going on. Oh, we haven't put our banker down. That is an issue. We have Audrey. I don't know why I'm worried. I think we check it. So we either install crew and then we run, but then we might take a tag from... I think we're going to pinhole it. That's going. Yeah, finding and holding several steel skins is a tricky one when 2 of them are in the bin. I think we draw. Ooh, Anycam is big. I think we check server 13 now. That one's going as well. And then here we either install the Anycam or we hit the consume button. I think we need money. So I think we're going to hit this. What are we discarding here? All of these cards seem quite good. I think we need the crew. I think we also need banker. We need some way of getting through this ice. At the moment we can crew through it. We can all do through it. I don't know why I'm worried. I'll keep the crew because I think it's better than the banker. In case it is VSA. This is a scary board state though. Double freaking false lead. You know what isn't rotating? False lead. Yes, please. Okay. So we're going to draw one. Then we're going to Anycam. Then we're going to withdraw. Oh, Imp's good. So we could install Imp. Ion Oracle. Yeah, false lead is an uprising for some reason. We'll do this. I will assume that they're not popping it. We will run with the raindrops. Does this mean we go down to too few cards? Audrey. So maybe we just run. Or we install Imp and we run. Is there anything they're going to trash? I think we need to run this click in case it's a ping, right? So ping, we can still remove the tag. If it's behold, this like feels like Antoine might just stick a behold behind. So maybe I go HQ. We install Imp, we run HQ. Yeah, adding like a... Oh, the piss sake! Well, we're kind of doomed here. I think we trash it. Because we're either dead or we're dead, right? If they... Man, this card is annoying. I think we trash it. Like, if this is a gaslight, we're dead anyway, I think. And we have to get it out of here. They still don't have enough money to do Oppo, but they can just do small Oppo now. Oh, it's so buggered. If this is Gaslight, then they can get Oppo. They only need to do small Oppo. They can pop everything. In fact, they don't even need to get Oppo, right? They just pop both of these. So I think we do destroy it. God, I'm just going to lose to Antoine each time by losing. Crew to handle Staverna. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, Rahi. Are these decks on Staverna? They're definitely on pings. And I think if they're not on BSA, then they're doing something wrong. Because I think BSA is actually really, really good right now. Waiting. Cool. Okay. Played around the behold to get behold. Yeah. So either we check the table, or we just remove 2 tags, then we check the table. We only have 1 event in hand, which feels a bit sus. It might be get Mystic down. It might be get Mystic down. It just feels really bad to not get Imp and... No, we're going to go 15. I don't believe... like, Anton can't fire more beholds here. So I think we're just going to trash both of these. Whatever they are. This one's going to go to Freedom. 14 is a Lady Liberty, which is gone. I need to keep this. It's the Friday chip, isn't it? We don't need the Friday chip right now. As much as it would make us bank. 1 ping, 1 VSA, 1 for that. Yeah, I think that's like the classic table carnage as well, right? And I think it's the most correct. It's 1 of each. Really nicely, like the VSA means you have to find a code gate breaker, or I guess you can just crew it nowadays. You can deal with it. But I just think VSA. Stop running last click. Nah, always. The problem is we can't run like second click, because otherwise we if we run second click, then we lose to false lead anyway. I really need to draw some more events because I'm really like. We'll be safe. Ooh, ice on HQ. That's the bugger. We don't know what server 5 is. I don't think we want to go and find out. We might just run the top of R&D. Let's draw an event. That is not an event. Let's draw an event. That is not an event. We're going to get down a Mystic and take a credit. We will throw out the Anicam. Anton should probably purge. Sure. Oh, that was an event. Buffer drive is actually almost important here. Oh, that's terrifying. So maybe I should have got the crew down as... I guess if they res a Staverna, it's expensive. Like, they're not R+, right? Any res puts them down to at least 5 credits. So we can potentially run. I think I'm going to run 17 first. The other option is challenging HQ, but feels like maybe. Thanks, Supernaut. I will hopefully catch you for some Eternal games soon. This is a really interesting one. Okay. Kind of scary. Rashida. We trash this with money. Then we take credits. Then we go server 16. Oracle Think Tank, I'm just going to imp it. I want to get it out of here. Now I want the I want the thing back. I might put down the buffer drive. I guess maybe we just Ashen next turn. Let's get a crew down. Because I am, like, just to deal with Staverna if it turns up. We can't deal with oracles anymore unless we reset our imp, and we chucked out our Friday chip, which is a problem. Okay, attitude adjustment. They will be flooding up 2 Beals going back. Yep. Steel Skin's going to draw us a ton of cards. That's like the rest of our deck. I wonder if we want to play any of these cards or whether we just want to Ashen. Like, I'd be tempted to Finality, but taking us down to 4 hand size seems a bit sketchy. HQ was flooded. I don't think it is anymore. Depressingly, I've got no events to play. And do I even have one if I draw? I think it's a moshing. Which ironically is like, okay. So it might be like draw, moshing, install twinning, Ashen. I don't think we need a second leech or anything like that. It's whether we put the buffer drive down. Because we could go draw, moshing, buffer drive. No, we need to get the twinning down. We probably don't need the buffer drive right now. So I think it's just draw, assuming this is moshing. Yeah, it is. So we'll play the moshing because it's free credits. And these cards are going anyway. So this can go, and this can go. Then we'll install the twinning and we'll play the Ashen. What did we lose? We lost a Steel Skin, a Strike Fund. The Steel Skin was a good card. Oh, we've got a Steel Skin in hand though, and we've drawn our Friday chips. That's actually kind of huge. That means we can reset our imp, which is very, very big. Yeah, I don't think the Finality is right. If we were going to win off it, if we were on 4 points, Finality is fine. I've just realised that we're not even at full threat. Which is definitely a thing. But yeah, I think we can only safely Finality if we can probably win off that Finality. You know what I'm saying? Right, we've kind of got to run this first click because we don't know what the ice is yet. This is where I'd love to be on like buyer bands. If it's an Oracle, okay, do have a ping. There's a good chance that we just jack here. It's a good chance that we just jack. I feel like Anton is going to try and pull us into a trap. Because that's how he wins now. I don't think this is a Rashida or a Regolith, which are the only kind of things we're scared about. I guess if he scores, then he can also get to threat. But if he scores, it will cost him money. So we're just going to let that fire. Then we're going to remove the tag before we forget. Then we're going to play a Strike Fund to get our twinning charge. And then we're gonna mosh these cards. Maybe putting down, actually, probably putting down the Friday chip was actually correct there. Okay, Marilyn. We could go and deal with that if we deal with other stuff. Yeah, we'll trash your top card. Ooh, that's going to draw a lot of cards. Kind of wanted to not lose that steel skin. But Anton's still going out wide, which means that we kind of can leave server 17 alone for now. Spin Doctors, one on the table. One somewhere. I think we can still dirty laundry these new cards. Okay. Well, what do we think that is? Maybe we run that one first click. I'm like less scared of this one for some reason. I just need to, if I keep the steel skin in hand, I don't think I can survive 8 damage, but I can survive a lot of damage. Maybe we should be going HQ here. But this is fine, with so many cards in hand. This feels alright. I don't think we spent a counter. Do we? Yeah, we did. Fine. Beal. Okay. We're now on fret. So, we just need to deal with Anton's money. We could play Friday Chip. I think we play the Friday Chip, then we run the Marilyn. Because I want to get this imp. We might just run the Marilyn. I think I want to hold on to this Raindrops, interestingly. Because then I can charge. I think we might sweep HQ next turn, possibly. Unless we sweep HQ now. No, we want to sweep HQ next turn. So let's just go and get rid of this. And then if we check one of these last click and it's a Behold, Antoine will be on 3 credits. If it's a Behold and a Rashida, then we can die. So here we'll just take a credit. And next we'll get rid of these 2. And next turn we'll probably sweep HQ with a Freedom and an Imp. Like, the kill must all be in hand by now. And if not, the oppos are. These could be Gaslights. But, yeah, Fix, I do quite like the whole, like, I'm gonna play a pinhole. And then you probably gets rid of the Spin Doctor. Like, just naturally. And if not, we probably do actually get rid of the Spin Doctor is the thing. Hey, Mr. Metropole. Andre, this deck is inspired by a comment which you made the other day. It's kind of based on my Chico deck, like the engine, obviously, like Lago Cam and all that. But you were talking about a Freedom deck at the CBI, and you said how Freedom, like, you might end up having to click to draw a lot. And I was just thinking, well, my deck doesn't have to click to draw ever. In fact, it normally draws too many cards. And to a point, we have Ashened, and we're already nearly back through our deck again. Now, this game has gone like turn 16, but I've never known a freedom that can draw this fast. We've got like quite a slim build. We don't have like many things which build up viruses, but feels like we have just enough. Now, we have played against like asset spam, so you know, it's what it is. Okay, we've got the Oppo. So we can fire, we can cycle a card, but that's no good really. So Anton needs, I think he has just enough credits here, unfortunately. And I think we can't quite survive. I guess we might survive it if he hits the steel skin, which he should do, right? We're going to put this here. Yeah. Potential action on my turn 2. So if we had access to, if we did put the buffer drive down, this is why we should have put the buffer drive down before we hit the Ashen. Because right now we could buffer drive to put the steel skin on the top of the deck, in which case we would draw the second steel skin, in which case I think we are safe to absolutely everything. But here, if he hits the steel skin, so he's a 4 in 5. Okay, 1 gaslight, that's been there for a long time. Reaper function. But that means he might, I don't think he has enough credits for the double end of the line. Mindscaping first, action before start, no. No, not yet. Just pause between actions. Oh, we could have gone and found that Reaper function. That could do it. Right. We've got end of the line. Okay, we are currently safe. If he hits Mindscaping first and he hits the steel skin. Oh, I think he's got us. Has he got the money to do it? How much is Mindscaping? 2 credits? 2 credits? Has he got second Mindscaping? That's enough credits. Draw 2. He needs to have exactly the other end of the line. Exactly the other end of the line. Nothing. Go ahead. Credit perfect. Oh. Damn. So I could have been safe. I didn't install the buffer drive before the Ashen, and if I had, I could get a steel second steel skin on the top here, and then I survive. Credit perfect though. Maybe we should have gone. Maybe we should have gone HQ. What was the ice on HQ? I think I should have. Yeah, I'm surprised you did not put that. Yeah, ping. So that could have proved problematic. We didn't have an imp counter, and we'd already freedomed that turn. Tough, very tough. But had to have a lot of kill pieces there, and the money card. Well played. Yeah, that was like super close. We could have survived that, and we just needed to survive like that one turn. Obviously, I thought Antoine was still going to be short. The Reaper function changed that. But yeah, having to even do a mindscaping for the money to then play the second end of the line. This is like mean. It's on 2 end of the lines. It must be on 2 mines. No, it's on a single. So what's it on? 2 end of the lines. 1 mindscaping, 1 Reaper, and some other influence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, Maryland's 12, 13, 14, 15. 2 mindscapings, I think. All 5 kill pieces were in the bottom 15 cards. That's probably actually a good thing for you, Anton. Like no shit. As in, the last place you really want all your kill pieces when you're playing against Freedom is in HQ for too long. Just switch a snare for Reaper. Yeah, that did like significant stuff for you there. Kind of got it because I feel like I could have just held off on playing the Ashen for 1 more turn, and then I could have put that buffer drive, and then I'd have been fine. I think I greeded on a twinning counter, which I obviously didn't use, or wasn't like I didn't need a twinning counter. I needed to just not die. Good game though. Very well played. Like hitting the Behold last click was terrifying, understandably. But I mean, the fact that you needed that amount of kill, like this deck is quite resilient to kill damage. You needed to do a lot. You did 10 double end of the line plus Reaper, and it kind of only just got there. Like you needed to do more than 8. Pretty sick. So kind of cool. I like this Freedom. This felt really good. Like I think if we played that one slightly differently. Also, I was going to say if we got a Friday chip down early, then maybe we would have been challenged HQ more because we'd have this like infinite imp going. Maybe we should be on. I'll tell you what, if there's a lot of kill NEH around, we should be on at least 1 copy of Solidarity Badge, right? If we had a Solidarity Badge here, then you don't have any option because we clear a tag on our turn. We only have 1 tag. You can only do a single end of the line. Solidarity. It's also a draw card, right? So even though if we go to 46 to play a Solidarity Badge, it's like a single draw card. We might even be able to drop to a single Devil Charm. Kind of seems nuts, but with free leech, nah, it feels bad. Yeah, I reckon we just like add in a single Solidarity Badge and call it good. Great deck. More draws. Yeah. The amount of potential like this is, you know, like clickless draw, clickless draw, clickless draw. Steel Skin is potentially clickless draw. So even if we're like churning through cards with Audrey and Bankar, I mean we got through our deck twice in like kind of no time there. Yeah, I don't think I did run HQ. I think also because Antoine put an ice on HQ the turn after I hit that Behold. It was either then or it was like, it probably wasn't the exact turn after because I wasn't going to run it then because I had to clear tags. But like that ice came on and then it all got a bit. It's like I should have probably been challenged in HQ, but I was just a little bit scared, I think. The consumer was really good here. It was worth the 5 minutes for the smash. I mean, we did draw it very early, but again, we're drawing like pretty quick. I think I like this deck way better than my Lu and Ikam one. Yeah, I like Lu's good, but like I say, like I feel like the Hashiko version which I've been playing has got too much draw sometimes. Like the only reason that I'm doing it is that I really want to get to the bottom of my deck very, very fast so I can start cycling the Shishkas. But yeah, if you're adding draw in with your ID ability, then it's like a bit too crazy. But yeah, I'm sure I'll see you at a weekly meetup playing Freedom sometime soon. Then Fix from the sounds of it. Anyway, that was pretty successful. That was like 1 win, 1 very close fought game. As much as maybe Freedom against NEH should be a bit more one way, but I kind of feel like Freedom. If NEH is playing traps as opposed to just assets, then it's much trickier for Freedom. Also, if you score 2 sodding false leads in the first like 3 turns, it becomes quite tricky. Cool. Thanks everyone. So next week, I was meant to talk about something that I was doing tomorrow, which I haven't done yet, but I don't know if it's being. I think it's just being recorded tomorrow. But I'm having a discussion with a couple of other players about upcoming cards, like as in what we want or are excited for or think that the new set is going to be like, our thoughts on what it might be, based on not having any insider knowledge, just like, you know, what are our thoughts about the upcoming set. So that should be quite fun. And then next week I have a bit of a wild idea of something to start, and maybe I'm biting off more than I can chew, because I started kind of putting the stuff together for it and realized it's actually maybe more than I thought. But my idea is that this is all of the IDs that are rotating. There's 28 in all, and I think 25 of them are still legal, because Lisa, MT, and Wu are not. So there's 25 rotating IDs. My idea is to speedrun my way through every single rotating ID before like rotation happens, which means building a deck like live on screen and then playing the deck until it wins a game, and then moving on to the next deck in the list and seeing how long it takes me to speedrun every single rotating ID that is legal. I'm kind of keen to still do it. Maybe try and play as many like old cards as possible. I kind of worked out, like I put it all into a speedrun planner thing, you know, like with splits. And if I get yeah, exactly, I've got to play Acme and potentially really early as well, unless I could possibly come back to Acme or move it later in the list. If I play 50 minutes for each ID, which is like 10 minutes of building a deck quite rushily, and then 40 minutes of like winning a game, or like playing 2 fast games and winning at least one of them, then I can do the whole thing in 20 hours, which is like 5 weeks of streaming. But that's like kind of quite optimistic. I think I can do it all before like rotation happens and before new cards start being leaked and things like that. But that's my plan for next week. If you think that's nuts, or you've got a better way of me doing it, then please do leave me some comments. Or if you think it's nuts and you think I should do it anyway, then leave me some comments, because that's always nice. David, I'm sure I've got messages from you, and I will send you some stuff. I'm just gonna, yeah, cool. All right, thanks everyone. I will see you next week. Until then, chat should force to build crappy decks. Yeah. Why not crappy decks? But chat's more than welcome to help me or dictate the decks which I play in many ways. I think it will be a me and chat building type experience. Andre, if you're still around, I challenge you to do the same, and we can race it off. Okay, thanks everyone. Ciao for now. I will see you next week, and I'll sign off like now, I guess.